This is Country Music Internet Television. We've got a great show for you tonight. Single performer coming up a little bit later on the program, but right now I want to introduce you to Rob and Neon Rain. Now, Rob, just want to introduce your gang first of all before we get rolling here.
Sure. Thanks for having us, Steve. To my left, behind us, we have Kenny F. He's our lead guitar player, and he sings harmonies as well. Jeff Black in the middle is our bass player, and he also sings harmonies. And Keith McEwen, who's our drummer and our music producer. And
you've been together how long now?
We've been doing this together collectively for 16 years.
Now, I got to go back because a lot of people say, staying together for 16 years is a long time. And it is in musical terms for a lot of groups. But you weren't an overnight success. You didn't start at 19 and hitting the bars, that kind of a thing, and were successful. It's taken a while.
It has, yeah. Well, I started at the age of 31, believe it or not, singing in karaoke bars, just getting out with with some friends, and met my good friend Kenny behind us here, and he took us to a level that we were playing local clubs in Hamilton, and it went from there to expanding out just outside of Hamilton into Toronto, and now we're playing across Ontario.
That's pretty exciting, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, and again, a lot of people will be interested to know how you were inspired to continue like this. At 31 years old, still wondering what's going on. A lot of people would have given up by now, but you didn't do that. How did things work that way?
You know what, Steve, it was my dream back then when I realized that if I sing, I make people happy. I make them even sad, if you will. It's the ebb and flow of the show. The fact that I could affect these people emotionally really made me feel good. I started having people come to my shows, our shows, and express a real gratitude for us. Hey, thank you. You brought me out of a shell, or you made my day just by your band or your voice, whatever.
Mm-hmm. But it's a good inspiration for people who maybe have not been able to do a whole lot, and they say, "Oh, maybe I should just give up. It's not going to happen for me." Just don't give up. Is that the deal?
My father always taught me never give up on a good thing, of course, right? And I would just recommend any musicians out there, any bands out there, just keep doing it. Really, just keep doing it. The venues are there. You may have to travel a bit. That's the way it is now. But just keep, stick to social media. You'll find whether you're looking for your musicians to create your band or to develop it to another level. But just keep going and don't.
Okay, how would you do that? Just give a for instance, how you could, if I need a drummer, I need a bass player, I need.
We were fortunate enough through 16 years of doing it and really grasping the social media end of it. I've developed a real good network of friends who are musicians, who know other musicians. So there's not too many, from Windsor to Oshawa within that corridor. I know a ton of musicians, enough to be able to help other friends start bands. But from the beginning, it's just seriously just keeping your ear to the ground and keeping your contacts and just networking.
Mm-hmm. How would you classify your kind of music to people out there?
I would say that the best way would be we're new country. I want to say country music, but now when you look at new country, is the way it is there is that rockier effect to it. There is that heavier bass, which is why we have Jeff. Thank you, sir. And that heavier kick, and thankfully there's a lot of younger generation. From 19, some of the clubs we play between the ages of 19 and 30 years old they really love it. And they're into the old country. They're into the Johnny Cash and the Merle Haggard, but they also like the Rob Kirkham and the Eric Churches, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just tell us a little bit about what you've got on the go these days.
Shows, boy, we're booking like crazy into 2018. We are also going to be in the studio recording our next release called "You Like That Song," and I'm really excited about that. It's an amazing tune brought up from Jim Martin from down in Nashville.
Okay, now how can people follow you? Again, you're heavy on the social media, so how can people follow you, find out where you're going to be, what you got on the go, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, the best link would be to go to neonrainuniverse.com. you'll find our links there to other social media sites such as Facebook. We've got a couple of different groups there, and just Googling Rob Kirkham and Neon Rain, YouTube videos like crazy. Whether it's bootleg or we've got some videos that we're going to show on the show as well.
Okay, you've been together for a number of years now, 15, 16 years. You got to have some really interesting stories. You want to give us one story about the road or playing or something like that?
Yeah, and Kenny's probably blushing right now because he knows it's going to be directed at him. Because Kenny and I are very close friends. We're all very good friends, but Kenny and I have developed a friendship over the 16 years. He's actually the godfather for my two children, so we're like family, if you will. But we were traveling to Calgary, and we stopped at a truck stop, and it was a 42-hour drive to Calgary from Hamilton, I think, something like that. And we were tired, hungry, road burnt, if you will. And Kenny literally just looked down at the menu and read square off the menu, "I'll have 2 eggs, any style." Yeah, of course, you got it. So that is kind of burned in our brains for the last 4 or 5 years since it happened. So that's just one that I can say on the air. Let's put it that way.
That's right, family entertainment.
Of course.
Now, speaking of family entertainment, can we get you guys to do a song for us?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with Neon Rain in just a short time.
Hey, it's Paul Anthony from CMiTV Country Music Internet Television. We're on the road again to Ottawa, Ontario to do a real cool Johnny Cash tribute show. We're looking forward with all the boys here. We've got Randy Van A, we've got Roger Williamson, and we've got Big Paul back on the drums on this run. And we've got ourselves some apple pie from the Big Red Apple. And we're going to have ourselves a blast after the show tonight. We're going to go ahead and we're going to have ourselves some apple pie. Anyway, folks, we'll see you down the road real soon. We're on the road again with CMiTV Country Music Internet Television.
You're watching Country Music Internet Television, providing worldwide support and promotion of new and classic country music.
Okay, welcome back to Country Music Internet Television. And a first here for us, some music here from Neon Rain and Rob Kirkham. So, Rob, tell us what song you're going to play for us today.
We're going to do Step 13.
Is that obviously written by the group?
That's written by Tom Forsyth, who's a writer from Ottawa. Yeah.
And tell us a bit about that song.
We recorded this song back in 2013. We were lucky enough to have 140 radio stations play it, and we've got over 11,000 views on YouTube for our video. So,
Okay, look forward to hearing it tonight. Rob Kirkham, Neon Rain.
thank you. I'm an anonymous friend of Bill, and I just came in here to kill some time. Ease my mind. I've had more sponsors than a NASCAR racer, but I still need the booze to chase her memory. She still gets to me. One by one, day at a time, I've tried it all. But when the day turns into night, I always fall. Is there a step 13? my mind off missing her for a while. Yeah, it makes me smile. Fearless mortal inventory, make amends. It's always another story when the long day ends. There a step 13, one in between? Is there one I missed to help me exist? Not the help of old Jimmy. Where did I go wrong? How do you get that strong? Is there any hope for me? Is there a step 13? Is there any hope for me? Is there a step 13?
All right. Very nice. Very nice job.
Thank you.
Not ideal conditions for doing the song, but thank you for doing
They're
it.
perfect.
That was awesome. Anyway, Rob Kirkham, Neon Rain. Look him up. Again, how can they find out more about you?
The easiest is neonrainuniverse.com.
Okay, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Steve.
Happy to have you back on again in the near
Appreciate
future.
it.
Thanks for being
Awesome.
here.
Thank
We're
you.
going to take a short break, and we'll be back with a veteran of country music in just a couple of minutes.
You're watching Country Music Internet Television, providing worldwide support and promotion of new and classic country music.
Welcome back to Country Music Internet Television, and we're going to go old country or classic country right now. And welcome to the show, Bud Wilkinson.
Thank you, Steve.
Glad to have you
Thank you.
here. Now, in our previous segment, we did have newer country artist.
Yes.
And
Yep.
now we're going back to the roots of things. Now, I don't want to say that you've been in this business a long time, Bud. However, I do want to allude to the fact that, or maybe I should just ask the question, on your latest CD, is this the first vehicle you ever bought?
Yeah, it gets good gas mileage.
Excellent gas mileage, I would think. What's the name of the CD?
A long journey home.
Okay, and it
Yeah.
would be with this, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's a long journey home with that.
Okay, so let's get back to the roots. How did you get rolling in country music?
Well, my dad played music all his life, basically, and then my wife bought me a guitar when we got married and joined the Skyway Bluegrass Club and started jamming. And then we put together a group called the Red Hill Valley Boys. Did that for a little bit, and then I put a group called Circuit Rider, and we started playing the bars and that type of thing. And it's just sort of evolved year after year. Met a lot of great people and put some bands together with them and whatnot.
Now everybody knows you as Bud, but Ron is your real.
Ron's my real
so
name,
where
yeah.
did Bud come from?
My dad gave me that name years ago, and nobody really knew it until one of my steel players found out. He went to my dad's house one night, and he says, "Who's Bud?" Ever since that, I've been Bud.
Who was inspiration for you when you got going?
That's a good question. Probably Chuck Berry. He was my hero.
Chuck Berry. How did that equate with country music? You got to take me there. That's a bit of a stretch.
But that's where I got started out, Chuck Berry, then Gene Autry. I love Gene Autry. His stuff, Roy Rogers, all that kind of stuff.
What'd you like best about old country, or classic country?
Probably the stories.
Stories were the thing,
Yeah, stories were the thing, basically.
and that's what Johnny Cash was most
Well,
known
yeah,
for.
it was all stories, yeah.
Was the storytelling. And today, many years after his passing, still as popular probably as ever.
Probably, yeah.
So how did you determine that you wanted to get into the music industry?
Well, I really didn't determine that. It just sort of happened. It sort of evolved. And, you go from the one gig to the next, to the next, to the next. And before you know it, you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Now, an interesting question will be as how did you start to get gigs and get well known? Because you didn't have social media like Rob Kirkham and Neon Rain have. You had to do it word of mouth.
That's right, yeah. We first started out with a bluegrass group, Red Hill Valley Boys and started calling around and finding gigs with that, and it just sort of evolved from there.
Was it easier to find gigs then or now?
Oh, in the 1980s, there was more work than we could shake a stick at. Every corner had a bar on it, and like we were working almost every weekend somewhere around the corner from the last one we worked the week before.
What kind of money did you make? Is it 2 beers or 3 beers or what? Did you
No,
actually get
we
cash?
got probably about $50 a man for a 4-piece band.
That was pretty
That's
good.
pretty good money, yeah.
There's some places you don't even get that now
Oh,
or
I know,
very close
yeah,
to that.
yeah.
Okay, so what have you been doing lately? What are you doing these days?
We actually entertain seniors. We traveled around to seniors' homes all over the place. When I was with Rob Kirkham and Neon Rain, I just found I was getting a little long in the tooth for all the traveling, so I let go of him and started doing seniors things, and we've been doing that for probably 15 years, just entertaining seniors.
And what do you like best about that?
The audience, they get into the music, they love it. In the bars, they don't really pay attention to you, but the audience is really something.
And they probably know when you don't play the right note or say
They
the right
know all the
word.
songs, they sing right along with us, they certainly do.
And what's ahead for you?
Probably just more senior stuff. We look forward to that. We're booking into next year now and getting fairly busy.
That's pretty exciting. Now, how can people get a hold of you? Obviously, you're onto social media now.
There's a site called We Entertain Seniors, and you can look us up on that. Or there's a new Hamilton site, I guess it's a website they put out in Hamilton. Then there's All About Me, Bud Wilkinson, which is another Hamilton site through the music magazine. So I'm out there on social media.
So lots of people can get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Now, a guy who's been around in the business for over 40 years,
Something
got to
like
be
that,
over
yeah.
40 years,
1970.
has got to have some interesting stories. So you want to give us one or two?
Well, one of the funny ones is we were playing out of town, and the drummer hit his crash cymbal, and the whole center of it fell out, and it went down the mic stand. So the bar owner ran over, and he grabbed it, and he put our name on it and hung it up on the wall. And it was there for a long time.
Now, I know there was another one where you gave a big introduction to a singer, and what happened there?
Yeah, we had a good-looking young singer with us, and there was 3 steps to the front of the stage, and we had a big introduction. We did 3 or 4 songs, and then she come running up, caught her foot on the stage, right into the bass drum.
Put her head in the bass.
Her head went right in the bass drum, so she was so shook up she couldn't even play. We had to take a break after that.
And what did you do for the bass drum? Tape it up or what?
Well, there was no face in it. It just had there was no face on the drum. It had the cushions inside. So
So you had to play extra long that
Yeah.
night, right? Okay, those 2 great stories. I'm sure there are other ones another time when maybe you have some time to get more into that. But I saw that you brought your guitar.
I
Would
did.
you play us a song?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, we'll let you get that together, and we'll be right back with Bud Wilkinson.
You're watching Country Music Internet Television, providing worldwide support and promotion of new and classic country music.
Okay, we're back. Welcome back to Country Music Internet Television. And Bud Wilkinson, you're going to play us a song. What are you going to play us?
A song I wrote down back in 2009. Everybody seems to like it. It's called The Old Time Western Barn Dance.
Okay.
Well, the cattle started wandering, where did all the cowboys go? They put their newest studs on and to the town did go. Coyotes quit their hollering to hear what was in store. Cowboys and their favorite girls were twirling round the floor. At the old-time western barn dance, everybody circled round. Cowboys trying to catch the eye of the prettiest girl in town. All dolled up in her gingham dress, as pretty as she could be, hoping for a do-si-do with every cowboy she could see. At the old-time western barn dance, everybody circled round. Cowboy trying to catch the eye of the prettiest girl in town. All dolled up in her gingham dress, as pretty as she could be, hoping for a do-si-do with every cowboy she could see. It's Alaman left your corner, side turn and sashay through. Grand chain halfway round, then riding left through. At the old-time western barn dance, we hope to see you there. Circle round and walk the lady all around the square. Well, this time meet your partner, promenade her 2 by 2. Circle to the left and flip the corner, then a right and left through. Side to courtesy turn, up to the middle and back. AC/DC center straight, the cowboys were on track. At the old-time western barn dance, everybody circled around. Cowboys trying to catch the eye of the prettiest girl in town. All dolled up in her gingham dress, as pretty as she could be. Hoping for a do-si-do with every cowboy she could see. Hoping for a do-si-do with every cowboy she could see.
Okay, very, very nice. And you wrote this song when?
2009.
Okay. Although you are classic country, this is a relatively new song, isn't it?
Yes, very
Now,
new.
just off the top of my head, now you have played with our executive producer many years ago.
Many years ago, yeah.
Paul. Now, Paul, I want to bring you in, sort of off the cuff. Will you scooch over this way a little bit?
Sure.
I want to bring Paul in. Paul Anthony, come on in here. Bring your guitar. I want you to play a song again. Now, I probably haven't played for a while now, but I want you to pick a song and play to the folks at home.
I anticipated something like this going to happen. So some of you folks out there might not really know this, but Steve Ruddick is a drummer. So I think if he's going to pull me into Call of Duty,
Drummist.
he's a drummist. So we're going to get him to drum on something here as well.
I have to use to try that.
So yeah, so we played. We done some duos at some places together. It was a lot of fun. Bud goes way back, and he brings a lot to the table, country music table. And as far as classic country or researching anything you want to know about, not just Canadian country music, but country music as a whole, Bud's kind of the go-to guy to get to know that. So, but it's been a long time, and that song that you just did, I remember doing that song with you when we were together doing things, and that was, I think that song is my favorite. So,
What do you want to pick for this?
let's do. You know what? Do you know any Johnny Cash songs?
Yeah, go ahead and we'll see what we
Do you want to do maybe Folsom Prison?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
I can do that.
Well, I hear the train a-comin' and it's rolling around the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and time keeps dragging on. When I hear that whistle blowing on down to San Antonio. Come on, bud, go on, sing something now.
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy and never play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. And that train keeps the road, I hang my head and
Well, I bet there's rich folks in that fancy dining car, probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I knew I had it coming, I know I can't be free. When I hear that whistle blow, and that's what tortures me. Come on, bud, sing something else now, won't you?
When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno 'cause he watched him die. And that train keeps rolling, I hang my head.
They freed me from this prison and that railroad train was mine. But I'm moving on a little farther down the line. Well, far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blues over my head. But it's been a great day.
Okay, very, very nice.
That was fun, bud.
That was
Started
fun.
in a duel.
That was fun.
Paul Anthony, executive producer, and Bud Wilkinson,
Thank you.
classic country musician, knows pretty much everybody in the music business. Great to have you here. Got to
Thank
come
you.
back again
Thank you.
sometime. That's a look at things for now from Country Music Internet Television. You can follow us on social media, Facebook and YouTube at CMiTV. So do that and find out when we've got the next event coming up right here. And we'll see you next time here on Country Music Internet Television.